What is up, guys? Toss here. Welcome back to another video. So it was a great day in the markets today. S&P 500 went up 1.1%. We had the Dow Jones go up over 1.3%. The NASDAQ went up 0.8%. And the Russell 2000 ended up going up almost 2.4% on the day. And today we're going to be talking more about the markets, breaking down some technicals. I want to go over 7 stocks to buy now. And I also want to share with you guys what stocks I'm holding right now, and in general where my head is at as a trader and as an investor. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, subscribe, make sure to get into the Strive Smart Discord chat, the Facebook group, get 2 stocks from WeBull and $30 from M1 Finance. All of those are free and linked right down below in the description box. So let's get into it. What you guys see here is the S&P 500 index, and based on this 4-hour chart, it is very clear, it's very evident that the uptrend's continuing, guys. It looks like it held the support of the channel here that we've been talking about a bunch on this YouTube channel on the 4-hour chart. It held it at a higher low at about 3,800 points. And what really confirms the breakout here is if we zoom in on this hourly chart and even on this 5-day or actually maybe the 10-day chart, you can see right here, if I actually remove this and redraw it, you guys can see with today's breakout, again, we went up over 1.1%. This actually took us out of the 50 SMA resistance, the 180 SMA resistance, and it took us out of the overall downtrend, the lower highs we've been making over the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading days. So great reversal here for the bulls when it comes to the 30-minute chart, 10-day, 30-minute. You can see it on, excuse me, guys. You can see it on the 5-day. Jeez, I need some freaking water, guys. You can see it on the 5-day, 5-minute, and on the hourly chart as well. So it's safe to say, I mean, especially if we take out the highs from the 19th, right around, let's say, 39.30, which we closed 5 points under 39.30, it's safe to say if we break out of that general area, I think, honestly, we could be going back to all-time highs here on the S&P 500, which at this point, it's not too far away at all. They're about 25 points away right now from the all-time high. So what do you guys think? I mean, let me know down below. It's very clear to me that the bulls are taking over, and we could be going back to all-time highs. And the Russell crushed it today, guys. It outperformed. You can see it's also breaking out on this hourly chart, and you can even see it here on the NASDAQ 100 that we are holding a higher low on this 13,000, or shall I say at this 13,000 level, and now it looks like it's rebounding back up. So this very well could be the continuation of the uptrend here. So what are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Let's try to get this video to over 300 likes. Hit that like button. And now let's talk about quickly what stocks I own. I actually added a stock today, and the one I added is ticker symbol SKLZ, also known as Skills, and this is one that I've been watching for weeks. It seems like it's been weeks, but it's actually only been a couple of trading days here, and I've been waiting for this pullback, and I actually bought it this morning or earlier in the day. It was at $32.05, and you guys know if you're in the Patreon, you get all the buy and sell alerts real time. You know I bought it at $32.05, and now it's sitting at over $33. Take a look here after hours. In fact, it's almost at $34, so it's already up a good chunk from that $32.05 entry point, and it looks like it's gapping up aggressively here in the aftermarket hours rather. So I'm in Skills. This is one that I didn't add a full position quite yet. I actually just added about a third of my goal position, so I'm focusing on this one. I'm up already, and I'm looking to add more to it. And I'm also still in SLV. You guys know the classic positions that I've been in. SLV is a silver play. This one up almost 1% today. Tesla absolutely crushed it today, guys. Up over 6%, closing over 740. I'm also still in Tesla at about $809 per share, looking to add more to this position. Workhorse, which you caught my live reaction yesterday. That was pretty crazy. I was live live on YouTube, and I was looking at WorkHorse talking about my position, and all of a sudden it went from $27 to $22, and now it's sitting at $15. And I actually made a video earlier today on WorkHorse. I'll link that in the description box of this video. Make sure to go check it out if you want more detail on what I'm doing with WorkHorse and in general what's going on with WorkHorse now. Go check out that video. But overall, guys, you know I locked in profits on the way up. Initially, I bought in at 22. That's my average cost still, and I sold out at $29, $42, and I'm still holding on to those shares as of now, but I am looking to dump them very soon here. And granted, it's a very small position because, again, I locked in a bunch of profits on the way up, and I'm just looking to dump out of those shares at the right price, maybe even at 18 bucks, 17, even if it's for a loss. I don't even care at this point, guys, because honestly, I've made more money in WorkHorse over the past couple of months than I lost in this little, big gap down. So I'm just being honest. I'm not sweating it whatsoever, and I'm being patient with it. And I'm also still in SBE. This one up 4% today. Great day. This is in the mid-30s right now. NEO also had a great day. If you guys picked up some NEO yesterday, let me know in the comments. If you picked up NEO in the low 40s, kudos to you because you made a sweet 10% plus gain in one day. That is absolutely incredible. And I think NEO is going higher. You all know that big level of resistance right now is 55 bucks. So we must break out of 55 for future upside here, in my opinion, right? And we could go 60 plus at that point. We also have Rocket Companies. I'm still holding this one at about $20.95. They report earnings coming up here. And you guys know I don't typically hold through earnings, but in this case, with NEO and with Rocket Companies, I'm actually just going to hold them through earnings. I mean, I think Rocket is so beaten down at this point. I mean, I don't know how it could go lower. I mean, never say never. It very well could go lower. But yeah, I'm just being honest. I'm holding all of these through earnings. These, Rocket and NEO. And Tattooed Chef, I'm also still in with a small position around, what's my cost? I forget at this point. Right around $24, $24.10. And this one's down a little bit as well. We'll probably add more. If this one's able to hold 18, 19, that's where I'm actually looking to double up my position in Tattooed Chef. So that's what I'm up to. Let me know in the comments where you guys are up to. I'd love to know as always. And again, check out that Patreon if you want real-time buy and sell alerts and call-outs throughout the day. That is where I'm doing all of that on Patreon. That's linked right down below. And now let's quickly run through some stocks. A couple of these reported earnings, and I actually didn't see the earnings for these companies yet because I like doing this live. I think it's kind of fun doing the earnings reactions live, although it's not much of a reaction anyway. But I mean, let's take a look here. Teladoc, this is a company that we were looking at it a couple weeks ago. It's dropped a lot since, from 308 to about now 235, and it closed at 255. Wow, so it's down another 17, 20 bucks after hours, so that's not a good sign. But overall, it is holding 230, 235, which is resistance. Overall, from the past couple of months, we've struggled rather at 235. So the fact that we're holding it is a good sign. And enough talking, let's take a look at the earnings. So they did Q4 adjusted EPS of -27 versus -24. So they missed EPS, and sales came in at $383.3 million versus $378.41 million estimated. So they beat revenue, and the stock is down a bunch. So there's got to be a reason why this is happening. Okay, here based on this little headline, it says stock down 7% late after inline guidance. So maybe it's the inline guidance analysts, or not analysts necessarily, investors and traders out there, they were expecting better guidance. Now that they're not getting that. Okay, that is definitely why. Oh, you guys can see it here. They see Q1 sales of 445 to 455 million versus 446. Maybe that wasn't as great as they thought. And you guys can see the full year 21 sales, they're pretty much in line with estimates, so that's what that means. They're expecting about $2 billion of sales in 2021. So Teladoc, I'm watching this dip. I think it's oversold. I think 235 could be a recovery spot where we bounce back up probably to 250, maybe to test that high from back in the beginning of August. So watch out for Teladoc. Nvidia is also one that I believe they just reported. I didn't see their earnings yet. Yeah, here we go. They reported. It looks like $3.10 of EPS. Let's double check this. If we scroll down a bit, we can see here, yeah, $3.10 of EPS versus $2.81. So they beat EPS. Sales came in at $5 billion versus $4.82 billion. So they beat on sales as well. And the stock seems like it's down. I wonder what is going on here. That's the thing with doing these live reactions, guys. You can't really look too deep into it because it just drags the video out a bit. So bear with me, but overall, it seems like they beat EPS, beat revenue. The stock jumped. It went up on the initial, earnings release. It went up from 580 to almost 600. Now it's down to 565. It actually got to lows of 558. So let's see. I mean, it's overall still holding the uptrend from the past 2 days. That's a good sign. Maybe we could rebound back to the close to 600 level. And who knows, maybe with guidance, if we get some guidance, I'm not sure if they issued any guidance yet. Maybe later on, or if we get some news tomorrow about guidance, who knows? This could push up the stock even further, and most likely later on during the conference call, which, when is that conference call? Did it already happen? It already happened. So guidance is out. I'm probably just missing it. So we'll see how that ends up going with NVIDIA. But overall, on this 4-hour, you can see, and I personally think as long as it can hold above 545, 550, and generally stay above 565, 570 as well, that is bullish territory to the point where I think 600 could touch and break. We saw resistance after market hours like we saw initially with that earnings report. It hit 600. We've seen 600 act as resistance back in November and back in September. So that needs to break. And from there, 620, 30, I think that is where NVIDIA could be going. And CIIC, which we did talk a little bit about earlier in that workhorse video, CIIC went up 12% today. And if I just redraw this, let me quickly clear this drawing set. You guys can see by no means is CIC out of the woods yet. It is still downtrending, but it's in this wedge still. I mean, we held a higher low. We went up 12% today. We held a higher low at about 2240. Now we're about to test those moving averages, the 50, the 180 SMA, and the overall downtrend of this wedge. And I've been saying, I feel like this one, it's by no means beaten down like some other stocks. I mean, it's still up over 100% in the past couple of months, so it's not beaten down per se. But, I mean, I feel like it's down $12, and when it comes to other EVs and other, these SPACs, this one hasn't gotten as much of a move. It hasn't really seen as big of a move, and I think a big move is coming, especially if we could break around $27, maybe $28 and get out of these moving averages here and out of the wedge on the 4-hour. So I'm watching CIIC for that. And the next one I'm watching is Boeing, ticker symbol BA, which went up 8% today, over $17. And if you guys remember, a couple weeks ago, we covered Boeing, and we were talking about this inverse head and shoulder that was forming on the 4-hour. You guys can see here the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. And fast forward a little bit, a couple days, couple weeks since we talked about that, it ended up playing out. Boeing filled the gap all the way today from about 215 all the way to 225, 230, completing that right shoulder. And I think there's still some headway. I think now that we broke 225, 230, 240, 245 could be coming. I think that's not too big of a stretch, and that could be the next gap to fill. And you may be asking yourself, Stas, why is this stock going up? Well, we saw Boeing, they grounded 100 Boeing 777s, and I'm not sure if you all saw this. It was pretty terrifying what happened. But there was a flight. It was going from Denver. It was Denver. Yeah, a flight from Denver to Hawaii where the right engine I think it was the right engine. Yeah, the right engine blew up during the flight. It was once the flight took off. It was up 10,000 feet, I believe, one guy said in an interview. 5 minutes into the flight, and then all of a sudden, boom, the right engine goes out. And federal investigators believe that wear and tear actually caused the fan blade to fracture and break off the Pratt & Whitney engine during the Hawaii-bound United Airlines flight on Saturday, a couple days ago. That's what Robert Sumwalt said. He was the chairman of the National Transport Safety Board. He is the chairman. And the engine failed just 4 minutes, like I said, into the flight on Saturday with a loud bang heard by the passengers. And again, I couldn't even imagine being in that situation. That's absolutely insane. So 100 of these Boeing 777s were grounded, and that kind of lifts the risk factor, right? So I guess that's why the stock's running up. So that kind of makes sense, right? So again, watch 225, 230 for Boeing. Maybe we could make a move, 230, 235, 240, maybe 245 on this stock. Billy is another one, and I don't even remember the last time we talked about Billy. It's been a while, but this one actually went down 1.6% today. But at the close of the market, it seems like after market hours, it's up a ton. It went from 127 to 135. It's up over 5% after market hours, and based on this 4-hour chart, that's a good sign for the continuation of the uptrend. I mean, take a look. This 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart has held like clockwork each and every time it's pulled down in the past couple of months. And is this time going to be different? By the looks of it, big green candlestick after market hours. It looks like it might not be different, and the stock might go up. It might continue the trend it's been on based on what we're seeing. And I could see Billy get up to maybe 135. I mean, it's already there. But if 135 breaks, that's a big resistance. I think probably 145 to about 150, maybe even higher than that is where this stock could go. And did they report earnings today? Let me double check this. Or maybe they report earnings later tonight. Or they did sales. They did sales of $588.5 million, so that's why the stock's going up, versus $555.45 million. So they beat on sales. What did they do? Okay, they lost 36 cents per share. So stock's up. We got to be watching that. That's ticker symbol BILI. And another one here that is just stuck under $60, or now it's peaking above $60 a little bit, and I feel like it's being a bit disrespected heading into earnings. This one is DraftKings, and you guys can see it is in a downtrending channel, lower lows, lower highs, all that good stuff, and you can see it clearly here on the hourly chart. And with today's price action, we didn't do much. We broke even, but after hours, we're up about 20 cents. And the closer we get to this resistance, the closer and closer we get to maybe breaking out. And I think if 61 breaks this overall resistance of this downwards channel, I think DraftKings could be going $64, $65. And they report earnings on Friday, so I would not be surprised whatsoever if we did see a pop here on DraftKings, and maybe we even rally into the earnings report. So 61 to about 65 is the window here that I'm looking at for DraftKings. And the last one is Plug Power, ticker symbol PLUG. And this one is not out of the woods. By no stretch of the imagination is it out of the woods. It's down from $75 to $50. It actually went all the way down to $37. That was a couple days ago. And now we're bouncing back up. Today, in fact, we went up almost 8%. So if we zoom in a bit, take a look. We're downtrending. Very clear. We can see there's a bearish cross, the 50 SMA cross under the 180 SMA a couple days ago, and we're still under the 50 and the 180 SMA, and this very well could be a lower high on Plug Power, but, big but here, if we do well, if they do well with earnings tomorrow, I believe it's pre-market tomorrow. Let me double check. Yep, pre-market tomorrow. This could be a big big mover. If they do well, they gap up, they break out of this downtrend. Who knows? This stock could run. I don't want to say it's going to go up 50%. That's ridiculous. But it could end up going up 20% in a day. I'm just throwing numbers. I'm giving you guys an example. If it gaps up 5%, breaks out of this downtrend, you can see then it could go even further. So watch out for plug. And now that I just said that big 50% number, I just remembered GameStop, guys. Oh my goodness, GameStop is back. GameStop is up to $165 here after market hours. Today it went up over 100%, and after hours it's up like 60% right now. So unbelievable. These are back on the watch list for sure now. They died off a little bit, these Wall Street bet stocks. You know, GameStop hit 500 back in the beginning of February, end of January. It's been cooling off for the past month. Now it is back. And same with AMC. This, you can't make it up, guys. This went up 18% today. Not as much as GameStop, but still it went up 18% today. And after hours, take a look at that. Let me pull up my Yahoo Finance and let me just see exactly what this is up right now, because calculating it on this is annoying sometimes. Up 18% after hours. So overall, AMC is up 40%. So guys, watch these stocks. They are not for the people that are scared of risk. Understand there's crazy risk with these stocks, but watch them. They're fun to watch. So that's it for today's video. Make sure to go check out the Workhorse video from earlier. I'll pin it right up here. Go check it out. Linked right down below. And hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell. And make sure to also get yourself 2 stocks from WeBull. Those are valued up to $1,600 and get $30 from M1 Finance. All you have to do is open up an account, deposit $100 into those accounts, and that is how you get the 2 free stocks. And you don't actually have to deposit $100. You could deposit any amount of money on M1 Finance to get that 30 free bucks. And check out that Patreon, also linked down below, if you want my buy and sell alerts real time, call outs real time throughout the market day. You want exclusive content, a morning update video, and if you want to talk to me further throughout the day, Patreon's where I'm at answering DMs. So yeah, make sure to get on there. Linked right down below. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. And that next video, by the way, is that Workhorse video. Click it. It's right here. Click that. Watch that. I'll see you there. Have a great one. Peace out, guys.